YouTube? It's your boy JusRzd, and today we're reviewing Gladiator 2. Just recently dropped. I'm gonna try to keep it as spoilery free as possible, but let's just get into it. This particular, I'm not gonna hold you. Initial thoughts. When I first saw that they were coming out with a Gladiator 2, I was kind of confused because I was like, why? I thought the first one was a certified classic. It was a dope film. Russell Crowe did his thing. Ridley Scott did his thing. So I was just like, okay. I never expected there to be a sequel. It was a great standalone movie. Hearing that there was a sequel coming out, it was just like, never thought that this was gonna happen. Kind of confused as to why it's happening. Then we started seeing the trailers. We saw Denzel, we saw Pedro Pascal, we saw the two brothers playing the Emperors of Rome. We saw the lady from the first one, and it was just kind of like, this might be all right. Just based on the way the trailer was cut, it's interesting. It piqued my interest going into the movie. Just watching it, I'll say this off top. It was a solid period piece of a movie. So it was a solid movie about Rome, focused on a specific person, and when you get into the backstory of that person, you see how it's kind of connected to the first one. But I feel like had it not been connected to the first one at all, it probably would have fared better for me personally. Just because the first one was such a classic, it's like you have to nail a sequel, especially when you're doing several years later. Like we're talking about over 20 years, 20 years later. You're dropping a sequel to a certified classic. So it's like, if you're going to do that, you have to really, really nail it. And I just, like I said, it was a solid film. I enjoyed the set pieces. I enjoyed some of the action set pieces. The animals, certain cuts looked a little wonky, but I feel like that's kind of forgivable. When it came to the story and the plot, most of it made sense. Some of it was kind of diminished the impact of the first one, just based on how they were connecting what happened in the first one compared to why stuff is going on in the second one. And it was just like, I don't know if I would have did that like that. But of course, I'm not a director. But I just felt like, I was like, I don't know if I would have did that. So I just feel like if it had been a standalone Gladiator film, it would have fared better for me. I still didn't think it was a bad film. It just didn't, I don't know, it just didn't carry the same weight as the first one. Not that I was expecting it to be the same as the first one or be as much of a classic as the first one, because that definitely wasn't my expectation going in. But just watching it, it was just like, this was cool, but I felt like it could have been a little bit better. Shout out to Ridley Scott though, he did his thing. It was just, it just, for me personally, like I said, I wish they would have kind of did their own thing instead of trying to connect it to the first one. But that's just me and personal brag, because I'm all here for gladiator stories and period pieces set in Rome and battles and war. I'm here for that. I always like movies, especially about like Greek mythology and different periods and places in time. So that's right up my alley. So seeing, like I said, that Gladiator 2, I felt like the actors in this movie were doing their thing. I felt like Pedro did his thing. I felt like the main character did his thing. I felt like Denzel really did his thing. I felt like Denzel did his thing when it came to just portraying the type of character that he was presenting. Like I said, I'm trying to be as spoilery free as possible, so I'm not trying to get him portraying the character that he was presenting. I felt like he did a good job. Like I said, I felt like Ridley Scott did a good job with the shots. The CG could have used a little bit of work, but I'm not gonna ding him too hard for that. But yeah, it was just, I don't know. So here we go. The rating for Gladiator 2. I'm gonna give it a 7. I'm gonna give it a 7 because, like I said, it was a solid Gladiator-esque type film. It just wasn't as legendary, classic, or memorable as the first one. And tying it to the first one, the way that they did tie it to the first one, kind of diminished certain plot points in the first one. So it was kind of like, I don't know if I would have did that particular way, but that's the way they went about it. It was still a solid film. I still suggest you go see it for yourself. Make up your own mind. Let me know in the comments below if you agree with my rating, if you agree with the points that I was hitting on. Like I said, I tried to stay as spoilery free as possible. But I felt like the acting was great. I felt like the juxtaposition of certain characters' motivations was good. The shots were cool. Some of the battles without the animals were cool. But yeah, I just felt like this could have been anybody's story. Like, this could have been a story about just a random person in Rome at that time. It didn't have to be who they were setting it up to be and how they were tying it up to the first one. That's just my take on it. So like I said, let me know in the comments below how y'all felt about it. If you've seen it, if you haven't seen it, I would suggest you definitely put it on your watch list and go watch it, just so you can, it might be fire to you. You never know. But I'll gladly chop it up with y'all in the comments, see how y'all feel about it. Let me know if y'all agree with me. Let me know if y'all have any other thoughts towards it. And don't forget to like the video. Don't forget to share the video. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button and hit that notification bell so you can be notified anytime that we drop a new video on the channel, which is every day. And never forget, it's FreeSoul to the show free. Let's get it.